Get it started. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Shri Shailabhijanamburashishram Shri Krishna Tatatmajam Shri Shailanve Devanatha Sudhya Praptagamantadvayam Padabje Narsimhatate Guroho Nyastatma Rakshabharam Vidvadvranda Chakora Chandiramaham Ramajaryam Shraye Sriranga Samaswadayantam Sriranga Mahishi Padapankajatmajam Sulabhashrayam Sada Moda Siddham Adbhutam Bhajeham Gurung Tam Ranganatha Priyam Sukhasanastham Hridayajapithe Chinmudraya Lankata Pani Padmam Shubhopavitam Vimalodhapundaram Namami Rangam Gurum Antarenge Namami Yoga Samragni Vijayam Vijayapradam Srirangardhasanaseenam Karunam Mamataram Guru Rupa Paranjyoti Jyoti Rupa Guru Paraha Ajnana Mandiram Hyetate Guru Vijnana Mandiram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhete Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Yontah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakila Shakti Dhara Swadhamna Anyam Shahasta Charana Shravanatvagaadine Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmalas Phatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrevam Upasmahe Jnananandamayim Devim Nirmalas Phatika Kritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Param Vachamupasmahe Jaityashita Santacha Dhvanta Vidvamsa Nodaya Prabhavan Sitaya Devya Paramavyoma Bhaskaraha Sakradeva Prapannaya Tavasmi Tichayachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadamyetat Mama Manojavam Marutatulya Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami. With salutations to our Guru and the Guru of all Gurus, we'll commence our session today. Teratiyagarada is a request to the Lord and his devotees. Whoever can turn on your videos, please do so. So we are in the concluding part of the third chapter, Kishkinda Kandam. Yes. How? Right side. Clear cover. Request people to go on mute unless if you have any questions, please bless us with that icon and then we will reach out to you and seek that question out. Okay. So we are in the phase where Lord Ramachandra starts to describe who Hanuman is. Actually, he describes Hanuman's great qualities to Lakshmana. Etat chutva vachantasya Ramo Lakshmanam abravite prahishravadana Shriman bhrataram parshvatastitham. And then he goes on to say, Nan Rigveda Vinitasya na Ayajurveda Dharinaha na Asama Veda Vidusham Sakyamevam Vibhashitum. That is, somebody who is not a Vidwan or a Vinita or a Dhari of the three Vedas he cannot speak in this manner. And we have seen in great detail what that actually means. Then he says, after Vedas, he talks about the offshoots of the Vedas. And that branch which deals with Bhasha Shastram is Vyakaranam. Nunam Vyakaranam Kritsnam Anena Bahudha Shrutam. So he says that certainly I can tell that Anjaneya has listened to Vyakarana many times. So we may all be wondering, we all are in an age where we see things, we read books, then that is not sufficient. We go to Google, right? And we make notes. And then we acquire little bits of knowledge that we think is important. But the Lord doesn't make reference to any of the other means of acquiring knowledge. He only says Bahuda Shrutam. That means it goes back to the age-old tradition that any knowledge that you acquire is first through Shravanam. And that alone is enough. In fact, as we all know, Shrutis are Vedas. And there were never manuscripts, okay, written for the various Vedas to help us remember things. The best means of acquiring Shruti is by hearing, which means we have to pay a lot of attention when we listen to Sanatana Dharmam. And the more we listen, Bahudha Shrutam, that goes and registers in the from random access memory to read-only memory. It goes and gets burnt as a chip, okay? And there is no way that you can forget it. It becomes part and parcel of you. It becomes part and parcel of your samskara. That is what the jiva carries forward from life to life. Therefore, I was just wondering, why did the Lord only say Bahuda Shrutam? Why did he not say anything else? This is what struck to my mind. The means of acquiring knowledge is through listening. And then he describes Hanuman's handsome face. Namukhe netrayor vapi lalate cha bhruvostatha. I'm not seeing any kind of anyeshvapicha gatreshu dosha sambhiditaha kvachite. There is no dosham I see in the Lord's, Hanuman's countenance or face. And the next sloka he says, Avistaram asandigdham avilambitam adrutam urastham kantagam vakyam urastham kantagam vakyam vartate madhyame sware. The Lord Hanuman, he is speaking in the Madhyama Swaram. And we have seen what is the connection between Vyakaranam and the handsomeness, being without any dosha in the face, isn't it? The point here is that the way we speak, avistaram, that is not to elaborate. Asandigdham, leaving no room for any kind of ambiguity. Avilambitam, not dragging, not very slow. Neither adrutam, it should not be too fast. That's the dynamics of speech delivery. At the same time, from where do you generate the swaram or shabdam? We have seen that great yogis look at 4 different sthanams: para, pashyanti, madhyama, and vaikhari. Para is the supreme state where we transcend this body and are in unison with the Supreme Brahman. Whatever emanates from that state is called para. Then comes the pashyanti, which is closest to para. And that is where the Srishti starts. That is the Pashyanti Swaram. Then comes Madhyama, and last is Vaikhari. And the Madhyama Swara, the Lord is saying Urastham, then Kanthagam. So Urastham is the from the chest. So Lord Hanuman, should we talk about, how do you look at the prana sancharam within your body? The way we speak has a high correlation with how do we control the flow of breath in our body. What to talk of Praneshwara, the great Lord of Prana, Maruti, who is born to Marut. Can he not control? Can he not actually direct the prana to any part of his body at his free will? So he does that, Urastham. So he generates it from the chest and then delivers it from Kantham. That is the Vaikhari. Okay. And it is in the Madhyama Sware. That is what Madhyama. Sari Gama. Madhyama Swarathula. Our Vartha Soldar. So many details are there in how Hanuman converses with Lord Rama. And we don't treat it as another message in WhatsApp and show this like and all that, isn't it? The Lord is observing everything, the dynamics, and how is he generating the speech. Samskara krama sampannam adrutam avilambitam uchareti kalyanim vacham hridayaharinim. So the Lord is now in a state of happiness. Enna solrar? Samskara krama sampannam adrutam avilambitam. So he says, the way that Hanuman is speaking, it is full of samskara. So samskara means what? It's a very profound topic. Samskaram means culture. Abdine translate pandalam. Liya. I hope there is nobody from NDTV here. Samskaram means essentially that which goes along with the best means of connecting the Purusha with Prakriti. That is called samskaram. In a very, very simple manner to understand. This can be elaborated through many commentaries. But that which takes us from the world of Maya to the world of Brahman is samskaram. Anything else should be discarded. And samskara krama sampannam, the way Hanuman is speaking, it has that kramam in it, the sequence, along with how he is speaking, what he is speaking, and the fact that he himself is quite knowledgeable in all the Vedas. So aren't the Vedas the root of all our samskaras? And then adrutam avilambitam, again is saying the way he is speaking doesn't look to be too fast nor too slow. Uchar eti kalyanim vacham hridayaharinim. He is in fact speaking the language of Deva Bhasha or Sanskritam. Here it is known as Kalyani. Kalyani means that which causes Mangalam for us, Shubham for us. So anything that we listen to must cause some kind of upliftment of our mood. Liya? Etiana solli, kaadala pottunte manasu kashtamayirthana, adukku per Kalyani ragam illai. Kalyani means that which causes us happiness. When we listen to it, we get a sense of pleasure. And imagine the Lord Ramachandra, he himself is feeling this. So it is the most authentic certificate that he can give to somebody who is a master of everything. Vacham hridayaharinim. He is indeed speaking something which is not only quite auspicious, but it is also quite captivating. My mind and heart is drawn towards the content of what he is speaking. Word Malai Abdinaka and Artham rain or then outcome. Lia Malai Abdin Solder Shabdam. And the Shabdam Ete Kurikirade, rain a Kurikindra. So the Shabdam itself is Kalyani, what he is speaking is auspicious, and the Shabdartham, what he is intending to communicate, is captivating my own heart. Abdin Soldaringa. Anaya Chitraya Vacha Tristana Vyanjanasthaya Kasya Naradhyate Chittam Udyata Serarapi. So the Lord is further qualifying how Hanuman is speaking. Anaya Chitraya Vacha Tristana Vyanjanasthaya. He is speaking with his full attention to three sthanas. That is what we have already seen, isn't it? The bottom of the chest, the throat, and the head. Of course, he's delivering it through his mouth. So those are the three sthanas that he is using quite proficiently and efficiently, and he is delivering his speech. And it is Chitraya Vacha, quite wonderful to listen to. And he's saying, if somebody were to speak in this manner, Kasya Naradhyate Chittam, whose mind will not get into a state of, happiness. So, Aradhanam, Abdin Sonaka, we all get into the mode of ringing the bell and doing puja of Bhagavan. The meaning of Aradhanam, and the Radha Bhavathukku kondu ponam. Bhakti between the Jiva and the Paramatman. Asamantat Radha. And the Bhavathukku kondu poradhukku per dhaan Aradhanam. And here, in this context, it means, it causes immense pleasure or happiness. And he's saying, anybody who listens to it, leave alone myself, but anybody who listens to it will indeed be very, very happy. His mind will become very vikasita. Yatha bravishi Hanuman Sugriva Vachanadiha tat tathahi karishyavaha vachanat tava sattama. The next sloka, it doesn't say that there is a transition from Rama to Lakshmana, but this sloka is spoken by Lakshmana. So he's saying, oh Hanuman, don't worry, we will take care of whatever you are saying. Hanuman, Sugriva Vachanadiha Yatha Bravishi. You have spoken what Sugriva has asked you to convey to us, and we will do the needful. Tat tathahi karishyavaha. Whatever you say. So what is the request that Hanuman has put forth? He mentions that Sugriva intends to have friendship with you. So and Lakshmana says, indeed, so be it. And we will definitely fulfill your wish. Tattasya vakyam nipunam nishamya prahishtarupaha pavanatmaja kapihi manas samadhaya jayopapattau sakhyam tada kartumiyeshatabhyam. Tat tasya vakyam nipunam nishamya pavanatmajaha kapihi. The next sloka. Tasya nipunam vakyam nishamya prahishtarupaha. So Hanuman, after he listened to what Lakshmana just spoke, he became quite happy. Jayopapattau manas samadhaya. So he fixed his mind on success. Success அப்படிங்கிறது first dialogue. இங்க என்ன அர்த்தம்? Success-ங்கிறது he is looking at the impending vijayam of Sugriva over Vali. So he immediately sensed success. He is going to support us. I don't need to worry about anything. Okay, we will win this war with Vali. That is what his mind told him. Manas samadhaya. Samadhayana, his mind went into a state of samadhi, a state of balance of vata, pitta, and shleshma. எல்லா தாத்துக்களும் ஒரு சமமான நிலைக்கு போறதுக்கு பேர் தான் சமாதி. அந்த வார்த்தை இப்போ கெட்ட வார்த்தையா போயிடுது இல்லையா? டேய் உன்னை சமாதி கட்டிடுறேன் அப்படின்வாங்க. அது இப்போ வேற ரிலீஜனுக்கே போயிடுது, நம்ம ரிலீஜன்ல இருந்து ஓடி போயிடுது. ஸோ சமாதி actually means the fact that you are getting into a state of equipoise. Om Samadhi Krite Namaha. It's a beautiful state of yoga, the last and final state. Yeah. What is the first state? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyaharam, Dharanam, Dhyanam, Samadhi. மனஸ் சமாசா. இப்பெல்லாம் இதுல யாருக்கெல்லாம் இந்த சம்ஸ்காரம் ஆத்துல ஹோமம் எல்லாம் பண்றதுன்றது இல்லையா, அதுல முதல்ல வர வாக்கியம் இதுதான். சுவாமினா மனஸ் சமாதியே தான் அப்படின்னா எல்லாரும் தலையாட்டி டிங் டிங் அக்ஷதை போடும் இல்லையா. அது ஒரு இட் ஹஸ் பிகம் a word that is used in a matter of fact manner. Manas samadhiyatam. We saw in the last class who are the 4 people required for any yagam. Does anybody remember? I will excuse you if you misspell it. We are all not Hanuman, so feel free. Who is the first person for a yagam?
Karta.
Karta, Yajamana. Okay. Our Otudunga. Our anyway, he is going to be the sponsor. Yeah, CEO checkilla andaka yagam. But yagam nadathradhukku Hota is the first person. Very good. So I am glad the Teratiya Garada is working. Hota is the first person. His job is to
properly.
Utter the hymns. He is the person who will pronounce the rik. Om Agnaye Swaha abdin solradhukku Hota. Who is the second person?
Brahma.
No. He's the fourth person. Udgata. Okay. He's the third person. Who is the second person? Adhvaryu. Very good. Adhvaryu is the person who will tell you how to perform this yaga. He will prepare the entire Vedikai. He is the Adhvaryu. Usually he is proficient in Yajurvedam. The Hota is proficient in Rigvedam. Then comes Udgata. He is the person who is proficient in Samavedam. That is, how do you pronounce these hymns? And to correlate with what Ramachandra is saying, Tristhana Vyanjanasthaya, how do you use your body, the prana, the body, and the way you pronounce as part of how you perform, how you chant the hymns. And last is, as Muthu says, is the Brahma, the person who is the headmaster with a stick. He'll see if everybody else is following as per the rule book. யாரா பூரி ஜெகநாத் கோயிலுக்கு போயிருக்குங்களா? நம்ம ஊர்லாம் சட்டாரி வைப்பா இல்லையா தலையில. அங்க போயிருந்தோம், திடீர்னு டங்குன்னு தள்ள அடிபட்டுது. என்னடான்னு பார்த்தா அது அவர் கையில ஒரு கோல் வச்சுட்டு இருக்காரு. டக்குன்னு தட்டின்னு இருப்பா. இந்த பண்டாஸ் தேர் மீன்ஸ் ஆஃப் பிளெஸிங்னு சொன்னா அப்புறம் அப்படியா சரி சுவாமி அப்படின்னோம். So the headmaster of the Vedikai is Brahma. Why did I say all this? These are the 4 Swamis who are all proficient in Vedas, and they will say Swaminaha Manas Samadhiyatam. அப்படின்னா எல்லாரும் என்ன பண்ணணும்? டென்ஷன் ஆயிடக்கூடாது. டென்ஷனை விட்டுட்டு மனச சமாதி நிலைக்கு கொண்டு போனோம். அப்பதான் யாகமே, யாகத்தினுடைய எஜமானர் இருக்க இல்லையா, லதா சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த செக் ரைட்டர், அவருக்கே தன்னுடைய மனநிலை சமமா ஆகிறதுக்கு காரணம் இந்த 4 பேர். So with their blessing, imagine there is a physical connotation here. If you invite the real Brahmins, the real Brahmanas, then they will be in a state that actually permeates the medium where they are sitting. Therefore, the Yajamana's mind will also get subdued, and he will then be in a position to start the yagam. Yajamana Shraddha Patni Shariram Idhvamuro Vedihini வேதங்களை சொல்லிட்டு லாஸ்ட் டைம் இல்லையா? அந்த மாதிரி இந்த 4 பேரும் இருந்தாதான் மனஸ் சமாதிக்கு நிலைக்கு கொண்டு போகும். அப்போ இங்க ஹனுமான் பாருங்க, மனஸ் சமாதாய ஜயோபபத்தௌ. So தாபியாம் சக்கியம் கர்த்தும் ஏஷ. So he wanted to truly build up on the friendship. இல்லையா, நம்ம ஒரு ஃபேஸ்புக்லயோ லிங்க்டின்லயோ ஃப்ரெண்ட் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு ஒன்று கொடுப்போம். கொடுத்துட்டு 10 நாள் அவர் ஆக்செப்டே பண்ணலன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, பாரு இதுக்கு போய் கொடுத்தனே என்ன ஆக்செப்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கா பாரு அப்படின்னு மனசுல தோணிட்டு இருக்கோம். அவர் ஆக்செப்ட் பண்ண உடனே ஆக்செப்ட் பண்ணிட்டாலே அப்படின்னு சொல்லி உடனே எவ்வளவு வருஷம் ஆச்சு உன்னை பார்த்து அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஸ்டார்ட் கன்வர்சிங் இல்லையா. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி Hanuman has delivered his speech and intent. He was true to his own self, true to Sugriva who has sent him, and he has seen that Lord Rama has now acknowledged it through Lakshmana அப்படின்னு வச்சுப்போம். So therefore, okay, he is now fully energized. Let me start my conversations from here on. இதோட நான் விடப்படுறதில்லை. மேல என்ன சொல்லியிருக்கா, சாரி ஃபார் தோஸ் ஆஃப் யூ சுந்தரகாண்டம் எங்கடா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு கேட்குறவளுக்கு ஐ அப்பாலஜைஸ். தெர் இஸ் சம் மோர் ட்ரெயின் ஸ்டாப்ஸ் ஸ்டேஷன்ஸ் டு கண்டினியூ. ஏவம் விதோ யஸ்ய தூதோ ந பவேத் பார்த்திவஸ்ய து சித்யந்தி கதம் தஸ்ய கார்யாணாம் கதியோ நக. அனக यस्य पार्थिवस्य दूतः एवं विधः न भवेत् तस्य गतयः कथं सिद्ध्यन्ति. This is a statement by Lord Ramachandra. This glorifies Hanuman's qualities. That is, oh sinless person அப்படிங்கிற யாரு, லக்ஷ்மணன். यस्य पार्थिवस्य दूतः, பார்த்திவஹா அப்படின்னாக்கா ராஜான்னு வச்சுப்போம். இங்க சுக்ரீவஹா, சுக்ரீவனுடைய தூதன் யாரு, அனுமான். அவர் என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கார், இந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தை சொல்லியிருக்கார். He has conveyed the best possible message in the best possible manner. It has created the impact in me and you, isn't it? இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு தூதன் இருந்தார்னா எந்த రాజాவுக்கு తన్నుடைய లక్ష్యం అడయాదు. ఇలాంటి ఒక దూతుడు ఉంటే ఎవరికి విజయం కలగదు అని అడుగుతున్నారు. సిద్ధ్యంతి కథం తస్య కార్యాణం గతి అనఘ அப்படின்னு கேட்கிறார். గతయః. So you can actually be restful, you can be at peace if you were to have such a ambassador or messenger. இல்லையா, இப்போ யாருக்கோ ஒருத்தருக்கு ஜெய்சங்கர்னு ஒரு பேர் இருக்கு. So there is a way to communicate what we want, what the country intends, what the Raja of the country intends, and it should go in the right manner. And that is the again a certificate for Hanuman, that Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukyam Sri Ramadutam. So first he was the Duta of Sugriva, later on he becomes the Duta of Ramachandra. Ada paakapora namba that we will see in Sundarakandam. So Dutan irundha ipdi irukkanum அப்படிங்கிறது the whole theory or science of being an ambassador or messenger is embedded in this set of slokas. Okay, so if you want to become an ambassador, yeah, Indian Foreign Service IFS, you should go through Kishkinda Kandam, this particular chapter. Evam gunaganer yukta yasyasya karya sadhakaha tasya siddhyanti sarvartaha dutavakya prachoditaha. Further sanctioning of Hanuman's qualities. இப்படிப்பட்ட குணங்கள், somebody has this type of gunas, evam guna ganair yuktaha, not just one or two attributes, but look at how many ganas, meaning a complete retinue of gunas. Okay, is Hanuman having for himself. Yasyasyu karya sadhakaha, he is somebody who can accomplish all types of tasks simply because he has all these great attributes. That is, first of all, what is the biggest attribute of Hanuman? Can anybody tell, based on whatever we have discussed so far? What is the moolam? Moolam is, nalla vaartha sonar adella irukku, but what is the moolam? The moolam is that he is a sorry,
பேஸ்ல தோஷம் இல்லாம இருக்குது.
அதான் அந்த பேச்சுல தோஷம் இல்லாத இருக்கு. பட் அதுக்கு மூலம் என்ன? வை, வாட் இஸ் தி மூல காரணம்?
ஞானி.
இது வெரி குட். இது ஞானி, ஹி இஸ் a வேதவித். அங்கிருந்து ஆரம்பம், அதை மறக்கப்படாது. அதை மறந்துட்டோம்னா பாக்கி எல்லாம் பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை. how much ever samskara we may have, how much ever nice we may speak, if we do not attach Prakriti to Purusha, evam gunaganai yuktaha yasyasyu karya sadhakaha tasya siddhyanti sarvarthaha. If somebody has a messenger like this, then all his arthas are fulfilled. Dharmam, artham, kamam, and moksham. Sarvarthaha. The artham gada purushartham solran illaya, that's also a common noun. It means all the four other purusharthas. Okay? And duta vakya prachoditaha. So guided by an ambassador as skillful as Hanuman, right? Which king will not realize all his purusharthas? Eva muktastu saumitrihi sugriva sachivam kapim abhyabhashata vakyajno vakyajnam pavanatmajam. Evam muktastu vakyajnah saumitrihi vakyajnam pavanatmajam Sugriva Sachivam Kapim Abhyabhashata. So the word Vakyajna comes twice in this slokam. So Lakshmana is speaking, thus spake Lakshmana to Hanuman, Saumitrihi. Whatever Lakshmana spoke is also Vakyajnam, and he is complimenting or he is praising Hanuman's Vakyajnam. Yeah, Pavanatmajam Vakyajnam. And we have seen that Vak becomes Yajnam when it is samskara yutam. If there is no samskara attached to the Vak, as they say, the more we speak, the more heated it becomes. Abdina, there is no samskara. It resulted in a heated argument. Abdina, thermometer patna vedichu vidum. And the level ellaruடைய மனசும் சமாதியிலேந்து it has gone far away into the world of Prakriti. So therefore it's important to understand when will Vak become Yajnam. Vak becomes Yajnam only when it becomes attached with Samskaram. Samskara starts with Jnanam. It then goes on to the world of Prana. How we mix Prana with Shabda, Shabda with Shabdartha, and deliver it in such a manner that it goes and attacks the other person's indriyas. Rama's whole body became, very pleasant. At the same time, his own heart was fulfilled by listening to Lord Hanuman. So these are the great qualities of Lord Hanuman as enjoyed by the Jugalbandi of Rama and Lakshmana. Yeah. Now, the train, we have looked at how Narada has spoken about Hanuman, then how Valmiki has spoken about Hanuman, then we have seen how Rama and Lakshmana have spoken about Hanuman. Now, surprise, surprise, the last person to speak about Hanuman is dash, fill in the blanks. So I was wondering, I was going through which aspects of Srimad Ramayanam talk about Hanuman. Yes, sorry. Yeah, any answer?
Later on, Sita.
Sita.
Sita, okay. You have tempted me to go into Sundara Kandam. So Sundara Kandam is where Sita talks about Hanuman. So that's I will reserve it to the end. But before that, this is all, like the precursor course 101. Pannadan 2-hour course. Any guess? No. Make a random guess. You will be correct.
Raghuva.
Huh?
Lata.
Any guess?
சில கேரக்டர்ஸ் உடைய பிஹேவியர் எல்லாம் சொல்லியிருக்கு. அதை பார்த்துட்டு ஜனசாதாரணம் நம்ம எல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி நடந்துக்கணும். நிறைய அந்த சங்கடனைகள்லாம் இன்சிடென்ட்ஸ் பிட்வீன் ஸ்பீச் பிட்வீன் 2 persons ஆர் மெனி கேரக்டர்ஸ் அந்தந்த கான்டெக்சுவலா எப்படி இருக்கோ வேர்ட் எல்லாம் அங்க வேர்ட் மெசேஜஸ் எல்லாம் ஒருத்தர் அந்தந்த ரோல் பிரகாரம் அது பிரகாரம் நம்ம இருக்கணும். இதெல்லாம் ஒரு எடுத்துக்காட்டு ராமாயணம்ன்றது. இப்போ ஹனுமாரை பத்தி சொன்னதுக்கு, ஹனுமார் 3 வேதமும் படிச்ச மாதிரி இருக்காரு, 6 சாஸ்திரமும் படிச்சுட்டு கண்டபாட்டம் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. நவ வியாக்கரணமும் படிச்சுட்டு தான் வந்திருக்கணும் அவரு. அப்பேற்பட்டவர் தான் இந்த மாதிரி அவிஸ்தரம், அசந்திக்தம், அவிளம்பித்தம், அவ்யதம் இல்லைனாக்கா இருக்க முடியாது. அவர் நல்லா படிச்சிருக்கே இந்த மாதிரி இத்தனையும் இருக்கிறதுனால
நல்லா சம்மரைஸ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. I will break the suspense. The last person to speak about Hanuman is Hanuman himself, and that actually comes as a precursor to Sundara Kandam. Okay, and I believe that has enough it gives us a sense of joy, and I want this to be a natural progression into Sundara Kandam. Idu enga varudhu abdinaka, it comes in the last chapter of Kishkinda Kandam. Okay, that is Sarga number 67 of Kishkinda Kandam has this particular aspect of Hanuman describing who he actually is. Okay, see, idellam paatha dhaan namukku we will get the josh to see, okay, why is Sundara Kandam adu அடுத்த டாபிக் நம்மளுக்கு. அதுக்கப்புறம் we'll go into Sundara Kandam. So what we'll do is we will now quickly go through. அந்த குவிக்லிங்கிறதுக்கு மீனிங்கே கிடையாது என்னுடைய லெக்சர்ஸ்ல, அதனால எல்லாரும் க்ஷமிக்கணும். We'll go through the 67th sarga of Sundara Kandam, Kishkinda Kandam, which is one chapter before Sundara Kandam. Okay, luckily we have arrived at the one chapter before Sundara Kandam. At least be happy for that. Okay, tam drishtva jrimbavanam te kramitum shatayojanam viryena puryamanam cha sahasa vanarottamam. In this particular chapter, this whole chapter is about Hanuman actually realizing who he is in reality. So who is his coach or mentor who told him, இப்படிலாம் இருக்காது, நீ யார் தெரியுமா அப்படின்னு சொன்னவர் யார்? எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். யாரு? ஜாம்பவான் இல்லையா? So Jambavan has done that kind of prachodhanam. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. He really showed Hanuman, he nudged him that you are somebody else. And this particular chapter is about Hanuman actually realizing his own true potential, and not only that, he enjoys that. So on the aspect in the chapter. Okay, so tam drishtva jrimbamanante. So jrimbamanana, already he has become a huge form. The moment Jambavan says who you are, then he looks at all the siddhis that a siddha purusha has. Liya anima, garima, ityadi ashta siddhigalna irukku. You can become as small as you want, you can become as enormous as you want. And the siddhila irukakuriya ஒரு பெரிய மகான் is Hanuman. So he has already taken an enormous figure, and he is ready to cross Shatayojanam, hundreds of miles away. Viryena apuryamanam cha sahasa vanarottamam. He is a vanarottama, is the great leader of all vanaras. And sahasa shokamutsrijya praharshena samanvitaha vineduhu tushtuvaschapi hanumantam mahabalam. This particular scene, imagine somebody who is 6 feet 3 inches tall. He suddenly grows and he becomes humongous. And who are you? You are a monkey. Okay, அப்படின்னா எப்படி இருக்கும்னு யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. All the other vanaras around him, they would have all started to enjoy. Who is this? Somebody who has really become so humongous. He was one among us, and now he has become humongous. Sahasa shokamutsrijya. See, until that point, they were all searching for Sita, right? And with the help of Sampati, they have figured out the GPS location. Location has been shared now. So it is all left to somebody who is going to go from here to there. And they were waiting for who is that somebody, and Jambavan has helped in that aspect. So sahasa shokamutsrijya. So they all let aside their shokam. They were all very unhappy. Imagine all the vanaras they are so much tied to Lord Ramachandra. இல்லையா? ராமருடைய சோகம் எங்களுடைய சோகம் ஆயிடுது. அந்த அளவுக்கு பக்தி இருக்கணும். பிரியோ ஞானினோத்யர்த்தம் ஆம் சச்ச மம பிரியா. ஞானிக்கு அந்த ஏக பக்திங்கிறது இருக்கும். All the Vanaras were really tied to Lord Ramachandra and their shoka disappears instantaneously. அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம் இங்க. பிரஹர்ஷேன சமன்விதா, they became extremely happy. And they are all vineduhu tushtuvaschapi. So they are all actually they are all screaming. Vineduhu அப்படின்னாக்கா நம்ம monkeysலாம் எப்படி கத்தோம். Imagine you go to that state where you are close to that point where Hanuman is going to jump, right? And all the monkeys are all shouting Vineduhu tushtuvaschapi. They also propitiated Lord Hanuman. Appa, we thought you are one among us. No, you are somebody else. Abdine, they started to propitiate Lord Hanuman. Prahishta vishmitaschaiva vikshante sma samantataha trivikrama kritotsaham narayanamiva prajaha. Samantataha prahishtaha vismitaschaiva prajaha. So everybody, I mean every Vanara that was present there, they were all quite happy. Okay. Vismitaschaiva, அப்படின்னு பார்க்கிறா. விஸ்மிதா, wonderstruck. இப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு மூர்த்தியா எப்படி அப்படின்னா அதுதான் இங்க. திரிவிக்ரம கிருத்தோத்சாகம் நாராயணம் இவர். He has grown like Trivikrama, இல்லையா? ஞானம் ஏழுமுண்டான். He has transcended into a form, physical form, which goes into three lokas. Om bhuhu, Om bhuvaha, Om suvaha. All the three lokas. And he's standing here in the Trivikrama form, Narayana Miva. That means, and the Treta Yugathila, so Lord Trivikrama is already a historic person. Yeah? So they know who Trivikrama is, and this is the closest analogy they can give to Lord Hanuman. So you can think of the prowess of Hanuman as seen by his other monkeys now. Okay. Who else is praising Hanuman list? Our colleagues peers appreciate panada, we can be the leader of them. Yeah. Organization theory. 10 பேர் பியர்ஸ் இருக்கா, அதுல எல்லாருமே ஒருத்தனை புகழானா, ஓ he is going to become our manager next performance season அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா? அது இல்லைன்னா அவனை வேலையை விட்டு தூக்கிடுவா, அது வேற விஷயம். சம்ஸ்தூயமானோ ஹனுமான் வியவர்தத மகாபலஹ சமாவித்ய சலாங்கூலம் ஹர்ஷாத் பலமுபேயுவான். மகாபலஹ ஹனுமான் சம்ஸ்தூயமானஹ ஹர்ஷாத் பலம் உபேயுவான் லாங்கூலம் சமாவித்ய வியவர்தத. ஸோ இது எப்படின்னா, இப்போ தலை அப்படின்னு சொன்னாக்கா நீதான் தலை அப்படின்னா அதுவே ஒரு கெத்து கொடுத்துரும் நம்மளுக்கு இல்லையா? அதுக்கப்புறம் தலை எப்படி போறான் பார் அப்படின்னா you start taking 3 or 4 more swords from behind your back. அது மாதிரி இங்க என்ன இருக்கு? சம்ஸ்தூயமானஹ ஹனுமான், he was being praised by all the other monkeys. இனி பெரிய ஆளுப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னதுமே இஸ் a மகாபலஹ ஹர்ஷாத் பலம் உபேயுவான். Because he became overjoyed, he actually acquired one more bout of balam. உபேயுவான் எனர்ஜி ட்ரிங்க் குடிச்ச மாதிரி எடுத்தா இருக்கு. ரெட் புல்லா ப்ளூ புல்லா தெரியல, எனக்கு பேர் மறந்து போச்சு. பலம் உபேயுவான் லாங்கூலம் சமாவித்ய. லாங்குலம் அப்படின்னாக்கா டெய்ல். ஓகே, தேர் வாஸ் எ கொஸ்டின். வானரம் அப்படின்னா மங்கியான, இங்க ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு பாருங்க. இட் ஆக்சுவலி மீன்ஸ் he had a tail. Okay, சமாவித்ய, by whirling his tail he further grew in size. That is the meaning of this particular statement. So all the monkeys are all very happy. They are all shouting, and in that happiness Hanuman himself grew in size. Tasya samstuyamanasya sarvai vanara pungavaihi tejasa puryamanasya Rupamasidhanuttamam. Sarvaihi Vanara Pungavaihi. Ella Vanara Pungavam, all the leaders of Vanara, Sangada, Sugriva, Ellarum irukka. Illaya? They are all praising Lord Hanuman. Tejasa Puryamanasya. So his form became completely filled with tejas. Tasya Rupam Anuttamam Asid. His form was never seen before, Anuttamam, and never equal to anything that they have seen. This is the highest thing that they could have ever seen in their lives. That is the form of Lord Hanuman as described by his colleagues. Yata vijrambhate simha vivurtho girigahvare marutasya urasah putraha tatha samprati jambhate. Vivirdhaha girigahvare simha yata vijrambhate. So another analogy Valmiki is giving is just like how a lion which is encaged, or it is in its own house, as it gets up from its sleep, it tries to do certain activities very early in the morning. It tries to enlarge itself. So it was sleeping in a particular posture. Now it tries to enlarge itself. Just like that, Hanuman has grown in stature, and he is a Marutasya Aurasah Putra. Maruttadina, the Lord of Wind. Avarudeya Aurasah Putra, avarudeya uraslendu parandavar abdin artham, meaning his own true son. And Samprati Jimbate, right now he has taken this huge form. Ashobhatamukam tasya Jrimbhamanasya dhimataha Ambarishamivadeeptam Vidhumaiva pavakaha. Idu onnu solittu mudichirren. Okay. Ashobhatamukam tasya Jrimbhamanasya dhimataha tasya mukam adiptam. The great form that Lord Hanuman has taken, he is a dhimataha, dhiman. Yeah, dhiman abdinaka, one whose intellect is extremely vikasitam. Okay, it has flourished to such a great extent that he has become a dhiman. Tasya mukam adiptam. His face is glowing. These rendume correlated. Yeah. ஞான சூன்யமா இருந்தா அது முகத்திலே தெரிஞ்சிடும் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். ஞானம் ஃபுல்லா இருந்தது, தீமானா இருக்கான்னா அவருடைய முகம் தேஜஸா க்ளோ ஆகும் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். முகம் ஆதிப்தம் எப்படி அப்படின்னா அம்பரீஷம் இவ. அம்பரீஷம் அப்படின்னா அன்பார்ச்சுனேட்லி புராணத்துடைய இது தெரியலன்னா, அம்பரீஷ்னா நம்ம போயிட்டார். அவர் கர்நாடகாவில் ஒரு எம்பியா எம்எல்ஏவாரு. ஹி வாஸ் அ மூவி ஆக்டர் ஆல்சோ. அதுதான் கூகுள் பண்ணா அதான் வரும் உங்களுக்கு. ஆனா அம்பரீஷன் ஒரு பெரிய ராஜா இருந்தார் அப்படின்னா நம்ம துஷ்யந்த் ஸ்ரீதரோட காலக்ஷேபம் நிறைய கேட்டிருக்கான்னு அர்த்தம். ஆனா இங்க இன்னொரு ஸ்டெப் ஃபர்தர். இங்க அம்பரீஷம் அப்படின்னா லைக் அ பர்னிங் ஓவன். அம்பரீஷனுக்கு அதான் மீனிங். பர்னிங் ஓவன் இஸ் கால்ட் அம்பரீஷா. அவருடைய தேஜஸ் எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படின்னா பர்னிங் ஓவன் மாதிரி இருக்கு. விதூமஹா, தெர் இஸ் நோ ஸ்மோக் தேர். ஸ்மோக்லெஸ் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். ஸ்மோக் இருந்தாலே ஏதோ புகையிறது இல்லையா? there is a cause for confusion. கிட்டே போகக்கூடாது. அது உள்ள அக்னி இருக்கா இல்ல நம்ம பாலிவுட் டான்ஸ்ல ஸ்மோக் வரும் பாருங்க, ஒன்னு அக்னியே இல்லாத புகை வருதா அப்படிங்கிறது நம்மளுக்கு தெரியாது. தூரம் இருக்கிறது பெட்டர். அம்பரீஷம் இவ தீப்தம் விதுமஹா, there is no smoke, it is crystal clear. அக்னி மாதிரி இருக்காரு. and pavakaha agni, one who actually makes us a pavitra person, is called pavakaha. That is the form of agni. Okay, so such is the divine form of Lord Hanuman as seen by his own peers. Okay, I stand corrected. This is the other set of people who have praised Hanuman. We have seen that now. From this shloka onwards, Hanuman will talk about himself. Okay, that we will see in the next session. Sorry, I have overstepped by 5 more minutes. It is just the energy of Lord Hanuman which takes us forward. Okay, so excuse me for that. We'll conclude our session here today. Narayana.
गुरुचरणाम्बुजा निर्भरभक्ता गुरुचरणाम्बुजा निर्भरभक्ता संसारादचिराभवमुक्ता गुरुचरणाम्बुजा कृष्णा कृष्णा सेन्द्रियमानसा नियमादेवं राक्षसी निजहृदयस्थं एवं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते
कायेन वाचा मनसा इन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सर्वं श्रीरामचन्द्रार्पणमस्तु। Have a great day and a week ahead. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, Raghavanji.
Namaskar.
Thank you.